Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another edition of First and 10 with Dan and Ken. And where's Dan? I don't know what to do. Okay, we're doing something a little special. Dan couldn't make it this week, so I'm joined by special guest. This is Robert Trost. He is the head coach at City of Life. Robert, thanks for joining me this week.
Absolutely, thanks for having me.
So, City of Life is Osceola County's only 8-man football program, just because of the size of the school, the number of kids. I know you talked. We talked last week. I was here on this field, actually. We're here at
Retreat Community Park.
That's the one. This place. But where last week, City of Life. Well, you already wrapped up a playoff spot.
That's correct.
In the SSAC. I know you had a pretty impressive win, 52-14 over Real Life Christian.
Yes, sir.
But just tell a little people about how the Warriors season's gone and what's coming up in the next couple of weeks.
Absolutely. So far we're 7-2 on the season.
Not bad. Okay.
Yeah. So unfortunately the two losses that we had were early in the season. One was against Merritt Island Christian. They're the top three teams in the state, still undefeated up to this point, and looks like they're probably going to have home field advantage all the way through. They were a strong playoff team last year, and their senior class has really carried them through. Then we played All Saints Academy. That was our third game of the season.
Guys out of Lakeland, right?
Yeah, they're out of Lakeland. They're the defending state champs for 8-man football, and so they're extremely well coached. They've got great culture, and we were kind of reeling, had some stuff going on internally with the team, but those are the only two falters that we've had on the season, and we've really started to pick up momentum as we start approaching the playoffs.
So what you're saying is you've already played the teams that are really measuring sticks for you guys this year in the Sunshine State Athletic Conference, right?
That's correct. Yep. Yeah, we have, and so we kind of came up short, but I'll tell you what, I'm a firm believer. I tell my boys all the time, we want to play our best football at the end of the season.
Right.
We want to start right before we get to the playoffs, and we're in that position now. Tomorrow night's game, we play Masters Academy out of Vero, and that's going to be a good game for us. We opened the season with those guys because we had a COVID issue and they had a COVID issue, and so we played each other. We already were set to play here at the end of the season, so we played each other then. We won that game 14-12, and
okay.
But we had missed the entire previous week of practice because actually I had COVID. So we were coming in, we only had a week of non-padded practice and then the game week of practice. So we were kind of reeling a little bit, but we put it together, got that win. And so now it's a good opportunity for us to see, all right, well, we know where we did before.
Gotcha. I did a story on their game last week. You can check it out at aroundosceola.com. Give you kind of an idea of how 8-man football is a little different than 11-man football, a little smaller field. Obviously, 3 fewer guys. I meant to ask you this before we went on, but special rules. I mean, you can rush 3 and then that's nobody else can cross the line until the ball changes hands, right?
No. So
okay.
that used to be the case for like 6-man football and stuff.
Okay.
For 8-man football, it's true football. No special rules other than an onside attempt, and is really the only thing that's different. And then there's special rules in place because a lot of schools don't have their own home field. So if there's no uprights at a field, then you go for 1 from the 3 and 2 from the 5. But other than that, defensively, I mean, you can bring everybody that you want. You can line up however you want. I equate it to a lot of like arena football. 8 guys on the field. Your 3 down linemen, and then of course you can offensively do your formation however you want.
Gotcha. So your playoffs will start in 2 weeks.
That's correct.
Gotcha.
So next week. Yep. So this is a regular season wrap up for us. Tomorrow night, and then next week we'll have the first round of the playoffs, and it's kind of up in the air whether we're going to be at home or on the road. We'll find out.
We'll have in the paper. Yeah, we'll update everybody. So that'll be in 2 weeks. That's November. That's the week of November 5th, I want to say.
That's correct.
Okay, it's the last week of the regular season for the public school programs, and there's some interesting games that week, but we'll get to that. But what we're going to get to is this week. And first of all, I want to start with we've got a game tonight. Actually, Celebration moved their game up with Windermere. It's a district game. They've already got 2 district losses, and they're in that district that's got Osceola, West Orange, Dr. Phillips. So they're a little bit out of that. But I will say this, and a little background here. Robert played for Gateway back in the day, and he played on Harmony's first team back in 2004. So he's got a pretty good working knowledge of everybody. Celebration, though, that one's a little predates you, but we were just talking earlier that Celebration wins tonight. They get their 5th win. That'll be the 3rd time in school history that's happened. And if they win the following week against Gateway, which is moved to the end of the year, they'll have 6 wins for the 2nd time in school history. So that's tonight over in Windermere. A couple other games we're gonna run down. First of all, 2 independent teams. They are both at home. Liberty, they're 3-4. They've got Discovery out of one of those middle of the county, Polk County towns. I want to say it's Lake Alfred.
Sounds right.
And so that game will be at 7, and then Point Siena looking for their first win of the year. They got a shot to get it. They're playing against Parish Community. It's a second or third year school, also down from Polk County, a smaller school. That gives them a chance to pick up a win. Harmony is at home. I believe it's their homecoming. They are going against East River. I know they took a hard one last week against Melbourne, so that was their second loss in the district. So they're kind of out of it in the district. If they run the table, they've got an outside chance. I mean, like they're on the other side of the fence over here,
right.
of getting in the playoffs on the RPI at 7-3.
So there's a chance. That's what you're saying.
So you're saying there's a chance, yeah.
Exactly.
But I know it's going to be an important game for Coach Don Simon and because for if nothing else to keep the kids from looking ahead, because next week is the big game against St. Cloud over in St. Cloud. Speaking of St. Cloud, yeah, you know those guys. Have you coached over there? You know they just had a tough time getting on the board this year.
You know, it's definitely been a down year for them, but I think that they're on the maybe at the bottom of coming up on a rise. You know, the freshman quarterback Logan King is looking good for them, and they got a lot of great coaches on staff. A lot of respect for Smart. Appreciate the opportunity he gave me there.
Smart, Short, Pennington,
exactly. Three former or at one time head coaches that are on that staff, and so I think that you're going to see St. Cloud start to improve over the next few seasons if they keep that coaching staff together, and it's going to be exciting to see what they can do.
Tough one though. Friday they're at Vieira, who's leading along with Melbourne, leading the district standings over there. I believe Melbourne and Vieira play next week. Gateway, they don't have a district game this week, but they are headed to. That's funny. These colors kind of look like Gateway.
Yep.
But they are headed to Lake Region. It's another Polk County team. I know Gateway's got one win on the year, but you were saying you think they got a real good shot at getting a win this week.
I do. Coach Roberts, he's a tough guy. I played for him. He was actually my position coach when I was at Gateway years ago. Got a lot of faith and just respect for him for what he does with that program. And I think those boys are going to come out motivated. They've got an opportunity to put some points on the board and have some fun. And I think that'll be a little bit more lopsided than what people are thinking. I think the Gateway gets out of there by 2, maybe 3 score win.
Okay, well.
Yep.
Marlon, you heard it here first. In case that didn't pan. Caliga, they're in an 8A district. They're in District 5. They've got one. They are at Freedom on Friday. I don't know what you know about the Toho program. I know the coach Jeff Higgins came in
I know their coaching staff very well. I know Jeff personally, their D coordinator, BJ Butler. Chris Biggs is another one, or Chris Johnson.
Okay.
He's one of their defensive line coaches. And so I think they're just kind of in a situation. They lost a lot of players that transferred out to bigger schools. Coach Higgins is establishing his culture and what he wants to do on both sides of the football. But I think that's going to be a pretty one-sided game tomorrow night for Toho Caliga. But we'll see. I mean, but they're moving. They're moving.
Freedom's not one of the stronger teams in that district. That also includes Boone and Lake Nona. So if they're going to pick up a district win this year, well, they already have a district win. They got one over Cypress Creek earlier in the year.
I'll tell you what, I've been impressed with the quarterback from Freedom though. Birchler, I believe his last name is.
Brett Birchler. Yeah, he came over from Osceola, which we'll get into in a second. Yeah.
But I think that young man is really looking poised, and he's been really getting his team motivated. He's playing through some injuries. I saw some clips of him. He's got a bloodied nose as he's on the field, and all that stuff really is just going to get the team excited and want to back him that much more. And I think that you're going to see Birchler have a great game against Toho. As I hate to say it, Coach Higgins, but I'm calling Toho to lose in that one.
We'll just say we'll call Freedom to win. We'll go there.
There we go.
And that leaves the big one of the week. It's on the road. It's actually an easy ride from here, folks. If you're coming from Kissimmee, St. Cloud, just shoot up the turnpike to the second exit for 50. Osceola with the District 8A9 title on the line at West Orange. This is going to be the immovable object versus the irresistible force.
Yep.
Couple of really good defenses. We know what Osceola's done with guys like Derek LeBlanc. Bo Masco, Derek LeBlanc, John Walker, Harrison, the DB, the ball hawk. I know West Orange has a couple of guys that have already committed D1. Osceola can't talk without talking about the offense. Osceola,
Right.
Chad Masco, Durandi Swint, Isaiah Jean-Baptiste. I'm just trying to figure out if this is going to be a defensive struggle or if these guys are going to light up the scoreboard.
I'll tell you, I wouldn't be surprised if it starts off a little slow, as both teams figure each other out. Of course, there's going to be game plans in place this late in the season. I'm sure both teams have a lot of film of each other, so they're going to understand tendencies. And I think this game really is going to come down to those halftime adjustments. We're going to see. And I got a lot of faith in Osceola's coaching staff. I know a lot of those guys that are over there. Christian Acevedo, the receivers coach, he actually coached with us at City of Life. Chad Masco Sr., of course, is helped run the offense. Coach EP, Coach Pinellas, they got a strong staff. So I got a lot of faith in what they're going to do. And I'll tell you, I got a lot of respect for Osceola's culture. I'm a firm believer. X's and O's is great, but it's all about the Jimmies and Joes on the field. And those Jimmies and Joes, they're going to fight harder for each other.
And they don't so much develop them as I'm pretty sure, and I haven't confirmed it yet, but they have a patch out back. They grow them.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, it's every year. I mean, and I say that in jest. It's just a running because I know those guys. I know EP and Chad. Acevedo played for the Harmony teams that Harmony team that went real deep in the playoffs.
Yep.
I want to say 07. Mm-hmm. So it's just I only say it because I know these guys. So that one's going to be a big one. 7:00 at West Orange. Like I said, just shoot up the turnpike, go to the second 50 exit. You make a left on 50, and then you make a left on, I believe it's Beulah Road. I've been up there. Right. Yeah, I've been up there once. Another place is going to those turf field. The carpet.
Yep. I tell you, it's a lovely relationship with the turf field. It's the beginning of the year, it's so hot, you hate playing on it. At the end of the year, it's a little bit better because kids are wearing long sleeves and they can avoid the turf burns. But it makes it easy to take care of.
So I'm kind of a wimp. I wouldn't. I know they tape them up the arms. I would never. No. Yeah. No thanks. So there you have it. That's our weekly review of Week 9. So Robert, appreciate you joining us, and good luck Friday down in Vero Beach. And like I said, we'll let me know what's going on with your playoffs. We'll put that out there for everybody, and then. My plan is for Dan to be back with me next week. We're going to have the last week of district play. Most of the districts, I believe, are going to be decided by then, or we'll know what games are going to decide them. Like I said, Osceola, a win Friday, and then as long as they take care of business over Celebration, they will claim their 10th district championship in a row. Now, we didn't do districts last year.
Right.
So that was a little history for everybody. The first year of it was Doug Nichols' second year coaching at Osceola after he came over from Liberty.
Okay.
I believe we watched those games in black and white.
Yep, you're probably right. Probably right.
So again, thanks for joining us here on First and 10 with with Rob and Ken for this week. Ken Jackson from the Osceola News-Gazette, Robert Trost, the head coach at City Life Christian. We will see you next week. Thanks for joining us.